The mathematical operators that we'll be using today are addition, subtraction, divide, and multiply. Use the asterisk to multiply. We're going to type some numbers here now. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, enter, 70, enter. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a calculation to give us a total. All right, so we're going to get the total. So to get the total, to write a formula, you always have to start with a equal sign. Other than that, it's not going to work. So what we need is a cell address for this cell, which is B1, plus the cell address for this cell, which is B2, plus the cell address for this cell, which is B3, plus the cell address for this cell, which is B4, plus the cell address for this cell, which is B5, plus the cell address for this cell, which is B6. And we just press enter. Now, if we click on this cell, we can see formula bar. We can see there's equal. Our formula is equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus B5 plus B6. Okay? All right. Now, I can show you another way, but the way that we did a while ago is a recommended way whereby you use the cell address. So I could write equal 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60 plus 70. And see, I get the same result. But is this one, the first way that I showed you is a recommended way whereby you use a cell address. And let me show you why. If I change the 20 to 10, you can see that I'd have to come here and manually change the 20 to 10, which would not be efficient, okay? So the first method is a recommended way, all right? Good. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find the average. And there are two ways to find the average. All right, so this is the average. So again, any formula that you're writing in Excel, you always have to start with an equal sign, all right? So we're going to be consistent. We're going to use the cell address to write our formula. So we're going to go um, open bracket, and a little while you'll see why I use the open bracket. So this cell plus 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 this cell. Close bracket. Then I need to, how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd have to divide the answer by 6. Enter. Okay, it says that I have an error. So what I need is a division sign. So let me put the division sign here. Enter, right? So the average is 43.333, okay? Now, as I told you that there is another way to do it, a more efficient way. So this way, here it is in the formula bar, the formula. It's not efficient, all right? So we can gonna copy down this label, average, good. Because we calculated the total in the previous step, what we can do, we can write equal this total divide by 6. Enter, and there is the answer. All right. Now, I'll be showing you the subtraction formula now, an example. All right. So we're going to write subtraction, enter. All right. Now, I'm going to type a number here, a value, 100. I'm going to type 20 here. Now you see that the n is not being shown. So what we can do, we can widen the width of the column. So you hover over between the two columns where you want to, the column that you want to make bigger, what you would do, the column that is beside it, what you would do is hover over until you see the arrows pointing to the left and to the right, resembling the cursor change, resembling a cross with an arrow going to the left and right. And when you click on it and you move across, you can see the pixels increasing, and we're going to increase the pixel to 91. All right, so there it is. All right, so to subtract now, to write off formula, would write type equal. We click on the cell, which is E1, minus the next cell, which is E2, and press enter, and there we have 20, right? So we can write the word answer here. All right. Now, we could also do it like this, but this is not the recommended way. Equal 100 minus 20, enter. But look what would happen now. If you was to change this 20 to 10, the spreadsheet automatically recalculates the answer for us. But here now we'd have to go in here now and manually change or type the information for it to show the correct answer. So this method is a recommended way whereby you use a cell address. Okay. All right. So if you want to divide this by 2, so let me show you the division. All right, so we're going to type in the next cell equal 90 divided by 3, enter. All right, that's division. All right, what I'm going to do now in this cell, I'm going to type 3, enter, and we're going to write division here now, enter, and I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to type equal 90 divide by this cell address, which is D6, enter, and see we get the same answer for the first division and the second division, right? So to show you how you could do it in another way, right? And if you look up in your formula bar, you can see the formula that I use, which is E3, which is this cell divided by this cell, which is D6. All right. So I showed you the addition, the subtraction, and the division. Let me show you the multiplication now. So I'm going to write multiply or multiplication. All right. So we need to right here now. We're going to need to type equal 90 times 3, and 3, the cell address for D43 is D6. You press click enter, is 270. Now here we have the multiplication. We need to widen the column. So if you double click on it, it will automatically widen, right? All right, so let us check it the manual way. So it's equal 90 times 3, enter. But again, if we change this 90 to 80, you can see that this answer down here is not correct. We'd have to go on changing 90 to 80 for it to reflect the correct answer that we want to show the comparison for, right? So the method, the first method, which whereby we use the cell address, is a recommended way. So in today's video, I showed you how to write a formula, right? And the first formula that I showed you was the add. Then I showed you how to do the average. Then I showed you how to do the subtraction and the division and then the multiplication. So the next way I'm going to show you is how to write a function to do the total and the average. All right, so let me do that now. So these, I'm going to insert an extra column here to give it some space. So right click, insert. I'm going to insert another column again. So right click up by the where the C is. I'm going to insert. All right, so we're going to come right here. So I'm going to label this. So this is a function. So a function is a built-in formula that the spreadsheet provides the user to use. All right, so let me show you now. So I'm going to use the same numbers to show you that we can actually get the same answer either using a formula or a function. All right, so I'm going to type here 10, 30, 40. Now, we don't have to type all of these numbers. So I'm going to show another way you can write equal this cell, and you press enter, and the 50 will be in the cell D4. Now, if I click on the cell and I move my cursor until down this lower right hand corner of the active cell, this is now an active cell. If I click on it, what I'm seeing now is a fill handle. If I click on it, I can actually copy down the values that are in cell B5 and B6 to, to the cell labeled D5 and D6. I want the total here, so I'm using a function, so I can write equal, and the function that allows you to do a total that I'm showing now is sum. So type sum, open bracket, and we can either type the range or let the computer put it in. So you just click 10 and drag it down, right? And it would select the range for you, D1 through D6, close bracket, enter. See, we got the same 260. All right. There is also the auto sum. So if I click here and click this auto sum there, I can change backspace, open bracket. I can, and there is my, oh, what happened? Um, if I click on it, you can see that the range went up to D7. We wanted to stop at D6, which is this one, right? So I'm going to change this to D6. Enter, and there is the correct answer. All right, the average. Now remember, we did the average, so I'm going to type equal. The function is called average, so we click on it. Here it is. Open bracket, and we want the average for these numbers. So we select the range of numbers. We can either type in D1 colon D6, or we can use the mouse and click on D1 and pull it down to D6 and to get the range. Close bracket, enter. All right. So we have done the function for the total and the average. The next thing we can do is find the maximum value. So this label here, can put a label here. This will be the maximum. All right, so the name of the function is equal max, open bracket, pull this down, close bracket, enter. So the highest number in the list of numbers here is 70. Let's look at the minimum now. Right, so the name of the function is min. So we type equal min, open bracket, come down here, close bracket, enter. So the lowest number is 10. Now I'm gonna show you again that you could type the range for yourself. So I'm gonna write equal minimum. Min is a function. So we're gonna type, it would be D1 colon D6 close bracket, and you will get the same thing, right? So this way I use a compute the mouse to select the range, while in the second method I looked at the cell address and typed it in for myself, right? So if you click on it, it's the same information, but I type the range using the keyboard. All right, now the next function I'm going to show you is the count. So count. So the count is, the function is to get to write a function or a formula. You always have to start with an equal sign. So count, equal count, open bracket, and the count will count the numbers. So you select the range of numbers that you want to count, close bracket, enter. We get 6 numbers. Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's correct. That's 6 numbers. All right. Let us come over here and we're gonna do a count A to count the alphabet. Right? So when we click here and come down, okay, I need a equal sign. So I'm gonna use this as the label, and I'm gonna write equal count A, open bracket. I'm going to select here, close bracket, enter. All right, now see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got 4 there. All right, so this is a count function. All right, so another function is called count if. So we're gonna write a label here, count if, and in this cell now, I'm gonna actually type the function in there. So it's equal count if, open bracket. So I'm gonna select the range. So I'm gonna count how many numbers are here. So I'm gonna pull down here. That's the range, comma, and I'm going to put 10 there. I'm counting if 10 is there, close bracket, enter, and get 1. All right, what I'm going to do I'm gonna change the 80 to 10 and tell me what would happen. You're supposed to get 2. There's a 2. Okay, so that's a count if. All right. Let me show you now how to use the today function, right? So we're going to write equal today, click on it, close bracket, enter. So there is a date, the 14th of September, 2014. All right, let us show you another function now. Equal now, open bracket, close bracket, enter. All right, so this gives us or let me make this cell width for column 8 smaller so we can see our original sheet. Good. So this function now gives us the date and the time. I'm going to make this adjust the cell width for column E so that we can label here. So we're going to write date, enter. I'm going to write here now date and time, enter. All right, now I'm going to widen the, the column labeled H so that we can see the label. All right, so there it is. So we have the date and we have the time. I want you to take note that the numbers are right aligned by default in the cell, while the letters, the alphabet, any alphabet that you type in the cell would be left aligned. So here the 3 is on the right, and here we have the word count is on the left, so it's left aligned, right? If you want to change the alignment, you'd have to come up here under the alignment ribbon and you'd have to click it like this. Or if you want to go to the left, you'd have to click there. But I'm going to let it remain where it is. All right, so by default, the numbers are aligned to the right of the cell and the alphabet or the words are aligned to the left. All right, good. Now, these are the main functions that we are doing today. And the ones we looked at was the average, maximum, minimum, count, count A, count if, today, and now. So this brings us to the end of today's video. Please take care. Bye. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, and share.